I spent 6 weeks running a faceless AI persona account from scratch, logging every single hour, and the numbers at the end were so bad they almost made me laugh. A few months ago, I wanted to know if the passive income faceless accounts you see blowing up on social media were actually passive, or if they were just a new shape of gig work with AI middleware slotted in. So I built one from scratch and tracked every hour. The premise was simple: a single consistent character, generic lifestyle advice, short video clips posted daily for 6 weeks. No face to show, no personality to perform. Just the algorithmic grind. I wanted to know if the tools were good enough to actually make this work, or if the whole thing was just a fantasy sold by people who had already made their money. I started by generating the persona's face. I used Apob AI's free tier for this, specifically the face lock feature, because I needed the same face across 30+ clips and did not want to wrestle with prompt consistency. The face lock part actually worked, which surprised me. For voice, I used 11 Labs and I cut everything together in CapCut. That was the whole stack. Apob AI, 11 Labs, CapCut, 3 tools, all free tiers. No paid subscriptions. The free tier on Apob AI is watermarked and capped, which was fine for an experiment. The watermark sits in the lower right, small but legible. I tried cropping it once and it broke the framing, so I just left it there. CapCut is free and fine, but editing 30 near-identical clips of a fake person gesturing while a robot voice reads self-help bromides is spiritually crushing work. Here is where the fantasy cracked. 11 Labs free tier gives you 10,000 characters per month. I burned through it in 4 days, just 4 days. I had to start batching renders on Sunday nights and scheduling posts through the week just to avoid facing it daily. Twice the free tier timed out mid-render and I lost the session, which meant starting over with the same seed numbers and hoping the face came out close enough. That is the kind of friction you do not think about when you watch a YouTube tutorial show you a 12-second clip that looks effortless. I logged 34 hours of actual work across those 6 weeks, not counting the time I spent anxiously refreshing analytics, which I absolutely did and absolutely should count. The account reached about 2,400 followers in 6 weeks. One video hit 80,000 views, the rest averaged around 800. The 80,000 view video made roughly $11 in platform revenue. The others made fractions of a penny each. I logged 34 hours of actual work across those 6 weeks. That works out to something like 32 cents an hour if I am being generous. Or negative money if I price my Sunday evenings at anything above $0. $11 for 80,000 views. That is the kind of number that makes you stare at the screen for a while and try to do the math in your head and realize the math does not care how you feel about it. I disclosed in every bio and every caption that the persona was AI generated. Nobody commented on it either way. The algorithm did not care about that disclosure, and neither did viewers, which was somehow its own small disappointment. I expected something to happen when people realized it was AI. Nothing happened. The algorithm did not care that the face was AI generated. It also did not care that the face was consistent, or that the voice was smooth, or that the advice was inoffensive. It cared about the same things it always cares about: retention in the first 3 seconds, comment velocity, whether someone shares it to a group chat to mock it. The AI was a labor shortcut, not a distribution hack. The distribution problem remains exactly as unsolved as it was before. What struck me most was how quickly the work became invisible to me. Not automated, invisible. I would generate a script with a cheap language model, pick a background, render the clip, and post it without ever really looking at it. The persona had no interiority I was aware of, but more disturbingly, neither did I by the end. I was just a slower, more expensive part of the same pipeline. I stopped after 6 weeks because the math was obvious and because I felt myself getting worse at paying attention to anything. The account still exists, dormant. I have not deleted it because some part of me still hopes the algorithm will randomly resurrect that one video into something bigger, which is of course the same psychological mechanism that keeps people at slot machines. I know this and I am still not deleting it. The comments on the original post revealed something interesting about the state of AI detection. One commenter said it was obviously AI written, another argued it was not and that they read AI slop all day. Someone quoted my line about work becoming invisible and said that itself was obviously AI. Another commenter pointed out that AI uses those patterns of speech because they were trained on people using exactly those patterns, so it is not inventing style. It is replicating predicted patterns. One person summed it up by saying they were getting tired of anyone who reads a well-formed sentence that uses grammatical English as automatically being generated by AI. Someone else said it is so hard to have a discussion lately that every time they go to the comments, a chain that is skeptical about AI seems to lead any conversation into a fight. If you are considering building a faceless AI persona account, here is what I would tell you. The tools are real and some of them are good at narrow tasks. The face lock feature on a POB AI actually works. 11 Labs produces smooth voice. CapCut handles the editing fine. The economics are not a secret you have not discovered. They are just bad in ways that are boring to describe, and I have described them. 34 hours for $11. 2,400 followers for 6 weeks of daily grind. One lucky video that might never be repeated. The AI is a labor shortcut, not a magic wand. If you have the time, the patience, and the capacity to not care about the hourly rate, it is a real thing you can do. But do not do it because you think the algorithm will reward you for using AI. It will not. It rewards the same things it always has, and AI changes none of that. Thanks for watching. If you have tried building a faceless AI account yourself, drop your numbers in the comments. Subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden economics of AI content.